Hi everyone, Gavin Townsend here on a Thursday afternoon, and I've just done an amazing blog. I've just spent probably about an hour of my time, basically touching base on a subject that pretty much covers 95% of people I speak to or I come into contact with, and that's the internet. And I've been openly talking about the online lifestyle versus the real lifestyle, and on how many people are actually affected by issues today evolving around the internet. For me personally, I've always worked for myself. I've, I've been a DJ, entertainer, I've been a personal trainer for over 15 years now in the music and fitness field. And for me, I've always used the internet as like a marketing mechanism to get my voice across, but also I've used it as a communication tool in terms of email communication and doing blog content, etc. And nowadays, there's never been such an abundance of free media and marketing and news channels. We've got dating apps, we've got dating websites, we've got the likes of social media channels, over 500 in fact. And with all these different channels and so much choice online, it's of no surprise that people are becoming very addicted to it. And when you look at people who have addictive personalities, or just generally people who are getting more engrossed and concerned with the likes of the online world, it's probably because their real world isn't as appealing or as exciting as their online world. So you've probably seen, like with Snapchat over the last couple of months, that you're getting people with heavy filtered images already, and girls have already got the makeup on, and they're adding all sorts of random stuff to their hair and whatever else. It's like, isn't makeup enough that you've got to now apply a filter, you've now got to apply bolt on different glamorous jewels and whatever else to give yourself a different image entirely. And if you look at the likes of the NHS reports recently, that more and more youngsters are now suffering with the likes of onsets of like depression and anxiety and a whole host of issues with mental health. It's of no surprise, because when you give a youngster a mobile device or a tablet device and they get an emotional attachment to that tool, as it were, the moment you start trying to take it away, have you ever noticed that they might get a little bit boisterous or a bit aggressive or a bit frustrated? It's like taking a game system away from a youngster. When I was a child, we used to just have, right, you can have an hour, that's it. Now it's like, right, you're being naughty, go and hide in your room and go and play your game system for 5-6 hours. And unfortunately now, we're kind of like programming future generations to be zombies, to basically be, not like, I'm not talking like the Walking Dead sort of variety. By the way, that's coming out soon. Well done, Fox, you're doing a great job there. I'm talking more like mental zombies, where people are becoming more disengaged with actual one-to-one communication. I'm always banging on about the reason why I like having a shop and doing private training is because I like getting into contact with people on a face-to-face. And it's very sad to see on how many people I've spoken to who are so engaged with their online world that they're kind of disengaged with their real world. And like I say, if your real world's really fanciful and you created this online persona which is nothing like your real world, then naturally you're going to be always consumed to your online persona. And obviously if your real world's hard work, if it's doing a job that you perhaps don't like, if it's paying bills or whatever mundane things that we all have to do, you are in most cases going to lean towards the likes of your online world. And just recently I've been asked to head up a project in Birmingham for a school. We're doing a pilot scheme, and hopefully on the success of that we'll be looking at multiple schools and looking at the long-term effects of social media and mobile devices on kids. And I'm trying to inspire younger generations now through creativity, the likes of sport, fitness, nutrition, and getting them to really think out the box, that there's more to their life than just looking at a mobile device. And the average adult now is looking at statistics, and now looking at a mobile phone every 3 to 5 minutes. And it's crazy to see that we are more in tune now than ever with our mobile device, the thing that we once used as a mobile to call people or text people, than we are with one another as a species. We're going to now experience a whole new level of loneliness, where right now I'm in my unit, it's quiet, so I've got an opportunity quickly to do a video like this. But if you were to be constantly engaged with a computer and your phone, to not actually have a single conversation with anyone in your particular day, then I'd imagine you can become quite lonely in yourself. And that's what's happening now. I'm hearing conversations all the time where like couples are fighting against one another, and it's obvious why they're fighting, and that's because they don't actually engage with one another anymore. He goes to work, she goes to work, they get home, and they're fighting at each other because the one's sitting there on his mobile and the other one's sitting there on the mobile, and they don't do anything together. Well, get out and do stuff. We've got kids who are now obese. We've got childhood obesity on an increase. We've got young adults with chronic health issues. If you look at the NHS statistics recently on girls between the ages of 18 and 24, a higher statistic now than ever are suffering with onsets of depression and anxiety. In many cases, it's self-diagnosed, and a lot of people in society have self-diagnosed themselves as depressed, but in many cases it's because they're unhappy, and in many cases they can't go through a single day without looking at a mobile phone about 100 plus times. So I've just done this blog. It's on my Facebook page. I just sent it out to thousands of people through emails, and yeah, it's probably one of the most important blogs that I've ever done. So it's all about your online lifestyle versus your real lifestyle, and I've touched on some very taboo like subjects, and I've given some tips as well on how I personally manage my online and my online lifestyle, how I manage to switch off to the phone that I have, how I manage to disengage with it and get on with the reality that I live in. So if you feel would be important to you or a friend, tag them in, watch it together, whatever. Yeah, every Wednesday from now on, I'm going to start touching on different subjects that I feel are important to my consumers, my customers, people I know, and people who follow me online. And I'm going to be talking about real subjects, things that are part of my lifestyle, things that are really important to me. So hopefully it should help motivate and inspire a few people. Have a great day, enjoy your weekend, chat soon.